Welcome to Econ Today, a series from Econ Sense Podcast with Wes the Economist. All right, welcome to a special edition of Econ Sense. I've got a special guest with me, Kevin Miller, who's another economist, and we have so much going on in the world of economics. We were sitting here talking, and I thought we need to record something for Econ Sense because we have just one command system collapsing, and then a mini command system being put in place in New York City. So you were just talking about New York City, and you told your class that you had a great experiment? What'd you tell them about what's going to
Yeah,
happen in New York City?
yeah. I said it's going to be a perfect experiment, right? Because now New York City is kind of a petri dish for socialism.
It
So
is.
we're going to
He
see
literally
exactly what
said
happens now.
he literally said that we're going to embrace the collectivism over the individualism, and
hmm
mirroring what Stalin said in Russia.
hmm
So prediction time. What do you think New York looks like 2 years from now?
It's hard to envision. Well, I mean, the first thing that's going to happen is your wealthy class I
Yeah.
predict it'll be a mass exodus.
Well,
I
and
mean, if
see,
you have the money and the means to leave, you're
there's the
probably going
issue.
to,
A lot of
if
them
you
already
have the
have.
spirit.
A lot of them have already left. So
Yeah,
you've got this command system coming into place with already a weakened economy. Usually what happens, Chavez, let's go back to Venezuela. Chavez came in
yeah,
at the height of the prosperity of Venezuela. So it took many
yep,
years for it to collapse. New York is already
yep,
collapsing. I mean, we
yep.
saw the mass exit from COVID. We see all the real estate plummeting in pricing. And now he's coming in and saying he's going to hold rent values across the
Yep.
board, last time I heard. How
Yeah,
much
it's
power? Do you know
100%.
how much power the New York City mayor has? Mm.
Well, I think he's got a city council that he has to deal
Yeah, he's
with.
got a council.
I would
So
imagine it'd be like normal cities.
I don't think he can
But
just come in and do what he wants.
no. I think it has to be approved by council first.
Of course,
But
I
I
imagine those
mean,
councils are a lot of command system people too.
yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah. I mean, I think New York has different districts, so each district elects a council person. But yeah, I would assume that a lot of those council persons are of similar mindset as the new mayor. So I would assume he'd be able to push through his agenda fairly easily. Um, but yeah, I don't know where he's going to find the money to fund all
Yeah.
of his initiatives. I mean, that's what
I
it boils down
I
to,
think
right? I
it's
mean,
down to the point that even okay, so I believe the people who can afford to leave, who wanted to leave, are gone. You got people holding on because they love New York, they love the lifestyle. Many of them will be gone, but I think you will get down to the point where you're going to see people who don't really want to leave and don't have the means are going to find the way to leave.
they're going to find a way to leave. Yeah, and they may not have to go far. I mean, you hop across the bridge, live in New Jersey, right? And then you can commute into the city to work, something like that. But yeah, it depends what he does exactly. I mean, if he follows through, is he going to defund police? Is he going to? I mean, I
Yeah,
don't.
everything. If he
There's all
does
kinds of
everything he
ways this
did
could
2 years
go.
from now, New York's going to be a ghost town. It's going to be Detroit look like a vacation place. And I,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
I'm saying 2 years from now, people are like, well, it can't happen that quickly. Well, I'm taking into account that it's already been happening for 10
yeah,
years.
yeah. I mean, you remember West back in the 80s, they used to talk about the slums in like Brooklyn
Yeah.
and those areas. I think, it's potential that we're going to have a repeat of just destitution and
Uh,
desertion. And I
we
hope I'm
both,
wrong. Honestly, I don't want people to experience that,
I
but
don't either. I don't either. And I teach it in our class every semester. So do you, that command systems just don't work. Economics, this podcast, we obviously laid out the basics of economics about the use of resources. And
yeah,
so this is just really going back to my first series and my first couple of years of doing this. I went through command system versus free markets and how they work and showing how a command system never comes out on top. Again, look at Venezuela. I mean, just what Trump just went in and took out
yep,
Maduro's. But and the one thing everybody keeps calling him president. Well, he's not president. He he
yeah,
he lost last year. He literally
illegitimate
lost
president.
by 80 to 20, 80% to 20%, but he kept power. Exactly what
Yep,
they said Trump was going to do. It's
yeah,
kind of odd. And that people are cheering
yeah,
for Maduro as
yeah.
we speak. There's protest in Times Square saying free him, free him. I just don't. I don't understand people and the people in. So we got people in New York and in our country wanting his release, and people in Venezuela are cheering.
Yeah.
Now, I will say I've got a friend from Venezuela, and she tells me nobody's in the streets celebrating
Hmm.
because
Well,
of
they're
the
probably too afraid.
situation.
Yeah.
Well, because of the situation, because there it's a bad spot down there.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
she has told me though she's talked to many people that have friends and family who live there, and they literally are very happy that he's gone.
Yeah.
That they're very
Oh,
apprehensive about what's next.
yeah. I'm sure.
So,
After living under a dictatorship that long, I mean, and then it just disappears overnight, literally. I, yeah, they would have to be very fearful.
yeah.
I did see a news report where there was a person reporting from there, and the only thing they showed is a very long line at the local grocery store
And
where the people
that's
lined
exactly
up
what she told me
because
last
they were
night. She said her
fearful.
friends and family are going out. The only ones going out are standing in long lines for supplies.
Yep,
I.e., there
yep,
you go, command system again for you. I
yep,
keep saying command system. You know, I don't know what you do in your class. I stay away from socialism and communism because of the political analog.
yeah,
So I say
yep,
command system because I want students to really think about the allocation of resources. And in
yep,
Venezuela, it's pretty much resources are owned by the government. Not quite all of them. So it's not a communist nation, but
yeah.
it's close enough.
Close enough. Absolutely, yeah. And so the curious thing to me will be whether this is the first domino that falls in Latin America
I think
that,
so.
are other countries going to face
Colombia,
similar paths?
Colombia's president is
Mexico.
already posturing, and Trump's already said, yeah, you got cocaine coming into the country. I think I'd be watching my back.
Yeah.
Cuba's got to be terrified. Yeah.
What about Nicaragua?
I think Nicaragua. I think there's a lot of opposition in Nicaragua. But Ortega, he literally just like Chavez did, and probably Honduras, he kills his opposition. He literally kills them, imprisons them.
Yeah.
I think Nicaragua pretty much falls. I don't think it's going to be a priority because they're not really a big drug hub. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
drugs come through there to the United States, but it's not. It's so impoverished, and there's not much. There's no resources left there.
Hmm.
Um, at least they probably have resources, but they don't have the infrastructure to access them. They don't have petroleum.
Yeah.
But I think Ortega's numbers, days are numbers also.
Really? But you think it'll be an internal
I kind of
revolution?
think that the pressure will finally push it out because at this point he wins every election. I will give you that. But
Mhm.
as who said it, it doesn't matter who votes, it matters who counts the votes.
Yeah,
Is that
very
Stalin? Who
true.
said that?
Uh,
Stalin or one of
don't
them.
recall. Sounds like
So he
yeah,
definitely counts the votes. And so
yeah.
he's always winning by 90%, 95%. Or he did one of the last elections, he actually funded his opposition opponent. He actually propped him up,
Oh, gracious.
made who it was going to be, gave him the money to run to make sure that, yeah.
My gracious.
You think the United States
Uh,
is corrupt? Just go to some other countries. And
oh my
we are
goodness. Oh,
corrupt. There
I know. I know. So I lived in Mongolia for a few years, and so
you
of a former
go.
USSR country, right? They were in the
Yeah.
USSR, and so it's still rife over there as well. So very, very much so.
Well, we'll definitely get to see a look at command system tendencies. Of course, we could both be wrong, and I'm saying 2 years from now, this is what happened if he's allowed to do what he wants to in New York. If he's not, then
Yeah.
hopefully New Yorkers can take back their city and get off this roller coaster ride. We haven't even mentioned what's going on with the fraud of different places in the country
Minnesota.
with
Yeah.
federal funding,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
definitely is getting uncovered. It's you mentioned before we went on the air about Biden's administration and the corruption that was in there, but I mean, you go back 20 years, 30 years. I mean,
Oh yeah.
this has been building up for a while, and people have
Yep.
kept ignoring it. I think one of the biggest problems is we haven't passed a budget since what 2008, a
Yeah,
legal
right.
budget by the
Yeah.
Congress. I
So
mean,
you want Congress to actually do their job?
yeah, exactly, and
That's a
that's a lot to
novel
ask,
idea.
right? Really, really a lot to ask of that.
Why
Um,
do that when it's easier to pass CRs?
oh, good gracious. And you wonder why we're $38 trillion in debt.
Oh, your favorite subject.
I've done quite a few podcasts on that. Look back in their archives. I need to
So
do another one.
I got to pull that up in macro this semester for the
Oh,
first
see.
time. And
Oh,
some of my students, I mean, I don't think they had ever
no, no.
even
My
looked
no.
at what the debt was. And I opened it up and they just went, Is that
every
trillions?
semester.
I mean, they just they it
Every
was like they were
semester.
blown away.
Ask, because sometimes I ask them to read it and they have trouble counting. Let's see, they just
Yeah,
don't get it. And then
yeah.
we go into what is a trillion. And you and I've talked about this before. A trillion seconds in the past. And I ask my class,
Gosh.
guess how long is a trillion seconds ago? And they guess World War II, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, Columbus is coming over. I said, no, we were living in caves. Literally. 1 trillion seconds ago in history, we were living in caves. And we owe $38 trillion.
$1 trillion. Yep.
It's just monopoly money at that point.
It's only money, Wes.
It's only
MMT.
money. MMT, money monetary theory. I have an
Here's
episode
something
on
you'll
that too.
here's something you'll find interesting about that.
What's that?
So we shared a mutual student. His name starts with V. And that's all I'll say. But he
I know
he's
you're
at a
talking about.
school. Yeah, he's at a school in the Northeast.
Uh-huh.
That's all we'll say.
Oh, gracious.
A small liberal arts school. He transferred there. He's an econ major there, and he's taking his first econ class there. And he said that the teacher literally brought up MMT as one of the newest cutting edge theories
Oh,
that has that in their words is revolutionizing the field of economics. And
oh, it is.
he kind of went and talked to this instructor who has a doctorate from a prominent university and said, well, my economics teachers at my community college, they taught us this. And that professor actually said, oh, well, they're old school economists. We don't actually teach that anymore. That's not what we believe anymore. So
Wow.
that just kind of shows you how far some of these theories have reached at this point
Yeah.
uh,
Oh yeah.
inside of
I
our.
mean, the Fed is inundated with MMT people. Yellen was the MMT person.
Yeah,
I get it. These economists, they like to ignore basic stuff because they think it's outdated. Well, I
yep,
hate to break it to them. When when Adam Smith put his book together in 1776, it wasn't just about 1776. It was for the entirety of the world. Economics has
yeah,
not changed. Social behavior of economics has not changed. And I think that's part of the issue with a lot of these doctorates is they think it's a business class and it's all about something new when all
mhm,
we're doing is explaining the human condition
exactly.
and they don't
Yep,
get that. Mm.
yep. No, they don't. No, they don't. But that's very concerning to me that the next generation of economists are going to believe something totally
Oh yeah.
made up. Let's
Well, you
face it.
saw. I
Yeah,
don't know if you saw the time Charlie Kirk interviewed had an economics student come up to the mic.
I probably
He
can't.
he said,
Yeah.
"Well, you know who Thomas Sowell is?" And he's like, "Who?" Okay. Milton Friedman. I think he's an economist. Hayek? No. Von. I can never say his name right.
Von
Von
We
Von
Ludwig
We.
von Mises.
Yes, von
Yeah.
Mises. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know. He says, well, how about Keynesian? Oh yeah, he was the greatest economist that ever lived. And this was at a major university taking economics. I
Yeah.
mean, what do we expect? I mean, you and
Yeah.
I are, I mean, they would just discount us because we're at a community college. They don't know what they're doing. Shoot, give
Yeah.
me a break. Community college students are actually sometimes getting a better education than some of the 4 year schools.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
At some level, I
all
agree with that, Wes. Yeah.
right, well, we'll see it play out here over the next few months, few years. What's
We
going to
sure
happen
will.
when capitalism takes back over Venezuela? I predict in
Yeah.
Venezuela, you're going to see a prosperous country in 2 years.
Oh, I
And
think so.
if Mandami is able to do what he wants to do in New York in 2 years, I think you're going to find a ghost town.
Yep.
Perfect class,
Very likely.
perfect examples for our classes coming up. Since you
And
have to
if
teach
that
macro
happens,
now.
I'll be sure to use that for sure. Gonna be fun.
Well, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for joining me on this episode, and I will
Sure.
catch y'all next time. Mortgage payments, insurance payments, credit card payments, they can be very overwhelming. Are you ready to take the time to get things under control? Then reach out to me at Clark Financial Coaching to see if we can get you started with a budget and then a vision for the future. Write me at coachwestc@gmail.com. That's coachwestc@gmail.com.